Oh, man. I'm Melissa. I'm no, I am I am Eve. I'm getting hot. Nucleic domination has finally come to an end once and for all. What? I've heard that sound effect before. Oh god. Once again. The day for the mitochondria to be free has finally arrived. Oh, she bumped into me. She's so fast. I'm so slow. Oh, my PE is charged again. How do I... Okay, I can just use it from the menu. I wonder if I even needed a full ATV for that. Looks like you still need some time, girl. Hey, your bullets don't do enough damage. You gotta level up so your bullets do more damage. Until your mitochondria is completely free. Mitochondria? What are you saying? I don't understand you. What? Where is this? Is that the little girl I saw? No, it's... that doctor. Wait. Mitochondria to be free? I'll go play the piano. So far, it's, feels pretty linear. Like, Resident Evil, again, I don't mean to, like, only compare the game to Resident Evil, but a lot of, like, survival horror style games have more of a, like, you have a home base, and you kind of go to one leg, and then you get a key, and then you go to the other leg, and you get another key, and then you go back to the first leg, and you open a door you didn't open before, and then you get a third key, and then you open up the middle section, and then you get a grenade launcher, which allows you to break open a wall in the right section. You know what I mean? Like, it's very, like, back and forth. And they do that on purpose so that they can, like, spook you by having you go through areas you've already been through, but then, you know, spook you by changing something. But so far, this is mostly just going straight. Like, we're just going down holes and going deeper and deeper, which is interesting. Wondering if it's going to, like, open up at some point. Or if it's going to be more of just, go deeper and deeper and it gets harder as you go. This could have also just been, like, the opening to kind of teach you stuff, and then now it's going to open up more. Oh, that's spooky. It's an alligator. Nope, more rats. This is a very odd camera angle. Hey! Oh, he ran away. And I had to reload. Oh, the crit. Whoa, 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 what am I doing? Obtain all items. Splish splash, we're taking a bath. It's getting more dangerous. What is that? Some giant frog. Some goofy looking frog. Ow. Okay, I can only open up the menu when I get to full ATB. Understood. And so now... Oh, I can't reload in the menu, though? That's weird. You have to during the shots. Ooh. I thought maybe I could reload from the menu so I don't have to pull my gun out and pretend to shoot and then reload. Maybe the way it works is like if you shoot once and kill it with one bullet, then you can reload from the menu. Ooh, a new gun. Way stronger. It has 3 in the clip. Gaming. I can take the bullets out of this gun. But I kind of wonder if, like... Well, it takes the same ammo, so... I don't think there'd be any reason. I was thinking, like, if I run out of bullets with one, I could switch to the other, but it wouldn't be worth it. It'd be better just to reload the first one. So I think we just take the... ammo out of this one. And potentially discard it. But if I get different guns with different ammo types... then that might be a thing. Also, I have an extra inventory slot now. Dude, these environments are beautiful. Holy cow. Like I said, the Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII pre-rendered backgrounds just really transition great into this style of game. You're the little girl I saw at the theater. Are you lost? No. I'm a ghost. Wait, little girl, don't go. Ada, wait. Ada, wait. Ada. Ada, wait. Sherry. Don't open that door. I don't know if I like... How do you guys feel about this game not having voice acting? Do you think it's a benefit or a detriment? I don't mind it, but I also feel like it might be better with it. I don't know. I'm really mixed, honestly. I'm honestly really mixed because, like, so with Resident Evil, there's a bit of a campiness to it, right? Like, even from the beginning, like when you start Resident Evil, there's that cutscene that plays at the start that's like a super campy cutscene. And so I think the voice acting in Resident Evil is in a really special place because, like, at times when it's serious, it does add to the scariness. But for the most part, it makes it feel more like a campy horror special. And that really, like, adds to the whole experience, I think. But here, this game started off serious from the beginning. And so I think that bad voice acting would definitely hurt this game. But good voice acting could potentially, like, really be awesome. But I think my argument for not having voice acting is I think it makes the singing really hit harder. Like, I think if there was voice acting, then the singing would be, like, just more voice acting. But the fact that there's no voice acting, but then every time Eve is there, or every time we're reading something from Eve, the singing starts to hit in the soundtrack, I think that, like, really adds to it. I think it would take away from that if there was voice acting, like, constantly. Maybe if there was just voice acting in the cutscenes or something, but if every line was voice acted, I think it would take away from that a bit. And it would take away from, like, the... Well, what am I getting? I don't know what I'm getting. It didn't tell me what I'm getting. Oh. Yeah, I think it would take away from the vibe a bit if there was voice acting. But if it was really good, I think it could work. Alright, we'll use this on the new gun. Now, can I get my medicine back? Nice. Yeah, I think your imagination goes a long way with this, too. I think Treb said earlier, like, yeah, it'd be hard to do Eve justice. It'd probably just sound like a goofy villain. I kind of like the fact that I don't know how she sounds. I didn't get to see the damage, but I feel like it did a lot. Ooh, we got scan. Wonder how much that costs. I think with the bad translation, not that it's, like, horrible, but you can tell the translation isn't, like, perfect. I think if we had voice acting, it would be rough. But yeah, if there was, like, a remake and they totally redid the script and made it longer and had voice acting, it could work. There's a switch in an emergency phone. 911, I got an emergency. I got an emergency, I need to save my game. This is where a giant alligator comes out of this thing. 911. Wait, I am 911. Eve. Man, that's spooky. Wait, I'm the 911. Man, what does she look like? She looks like a Digimon. She looks like one of the plant Digimon. Like the Lilymon line, but like corrupted or something. Like there's like a dark Lilymon. Hold it right there. My body's getting hot again. Ha ha ha, Aya's ready to take me on just by herself. Well, even if you did have more people with you, they'd just burn, right? Everyone else but you are... Tell me, Eve, why? Why me? Why am I the only one? You'll find out eventually. Even if you don't understand, don't worry. Your mitochondria will. They've always known. I'm going to give you some time to think and some time to evolve. And the day shall arrive when you will awaken. How did I know? How did I know it's going to be some alligator demon? It's a horror game in the sewers. We gotta have an alligator. There are 2 targets. Thanks. Thanks for letting me know. I'm actually kind of glad it did, because I don't think I would have checked. Is that his tail? Oh, whatever it is I missed. Oh, wait. Hey! Oh, that hurts. Wow, that's helpful. Sensitive to heat. I don't have access to heat, though. Doesn't really help. He needs some medication. Easily tranquilized. Okay, I don't have that. Sensitive to heat, I don't have that. I'm packing heat. Ow. Ow. I'm dead. I should be dead. Bro, I can't dodge that. I need more medicine. Better take a lot of medication than I... I feel like I missed something in the previous area. Because it feels like this is the fight you're supposed to learn how to use scan. But all I have is gun. Unless I'm like forgetting something that I picked up, but I don't think I... His tail's definitely taking more damage. Did I win? Why? Hey! Okay, I think I defeated his tail. What in tarnation? I really like the, ow. I really like getting blasted by fire. I really like how you have to stand and shoot, so there's kind of a decision to be made on how many shots you want to take. Like, how safe do you think you are? You know what I mean? This phase is much easier. Yeah. I got a KB vest. When I will awaken, just tell me what you want, Eve. We're live in front of the Carnegie Hall, which has become a scene of complete chaos. Miss, you are the sole survivor of this horrible ordeal, correct? Don't call me Miss. I'm NYPD. You call me officer. Until now, this combustion theory has been acknowledged only by occult enthusiasts. Please, just leave me alone. This incident happened to take place on Christmas Eve of all nights. I thought before it said, I have the show tonight, and then tomorrow I'm doing my solo act. So I thought it was Christmas Day. Maybe I read that wrong. I would like to represent the citizens of the city and interview you exclusively. That must be my boss. Are you crazy? Jim, did you get this on tape? Scram, buddy. Daniel. Sorry I'm late, Aya. That was fantastic. Yeah, that sounded like a GoldenEye sound effect. Aya, you okay? That was really something that happened back there. Yes. Oh, but my date. Heard from a cop that your boyfriend ran out of here like a wuss. Sorry your date didn't go well. It's not like that. I had him escort me because he kept pestering me for a date. Yeah, but of all places, the opera? There's a story. So why the opera, huh? Is that the in thing right now? Saw the ad in the paper. I don't know, just caught my eye. Don't tell me you were on to this case. Haha, so you finally got some cop instinct in you, huh? Instinct? Daniel, shouldn't you be with your son? It's Christmas Eve. He knows his dad's a cop. My boy understands. Anyway, to change the subject, I heard things from people who were there. But this is one hell of an incident, huh? Mitochondria? Mitochondria? Symbiosis? When was I in the hospital? Hey, Aya, you asleep? Oh, well. Don't blame you after what you've been through tonight. He was cruising. Man. It all started with this incident, 6 days that were to become a nightmare for all. People will eventually forget and go on with their lives. But I will never forget it. It was pure terror, but it was also 6 days filled with familiar memories. Okay, so we are opening up a bit. I was starting to get the vibe that it was going to be all in that one night. And I was just going to keep going deeper and deeper, you know, into that area. But now we're on to the next day. Man, I gotta say, the style of this game is out of control. Like, it is incredible. The pre-rendered backgrounds looking so like hideous and terrifying and mysterious, and then the overuse of cutscenes. Like the cutscenes, like I said, I've heard that this game is shorter, so I was like, why is it 2 discs? They must use a lot of cutscenes. Yeah, it's like constant cutscenes, and then the the shot of like them in the car with speeding by and her head on the window, and then the big pan shot of New York, and then like, dude, the style is just amazing. I can see why this game has such a cult following. It's just got its own like amazing style. I've never seen a PS1 game like it. It's super cool. I mean, it's just immediately memorable. Immediately sticks out. I know people say this is Square's attempt at Resident Evil, and I know that I've been like comparing it to Resident Evil this whole time, but it could not be more of its own game, you know? It is not a Resident Evil clone at all. It is its own thing. It really stands out. As much as you can compare it, it is incredibly unique. Yeah, and it almost works better if you go into it thinking that it's a Resident Evil clone, because then you're blown away by how not Resident Evil it is, you know? You're kind of blown away by how like cinematic it is. And like I said, I was kind of thinking it was going to be all taking place in that one night in that one area, because that's usually how survival horrors go, is like, it's this one area that you get used to, but it's way more cinematic and drawn out and over the course of a couple days in different locations and stuff. Hey, you okay? You ought to be resting. Wish I could, but I'm the only one who knows what happened last night. I've been gathering some info on Melissa. She's got no relatives and no close friends. She was sick often, always on some kind of medication. The people at the opera said they were amazed that she could even stand on stage. Her apartment burned down right after the incident, so we have no info on her medication. So what's this spontaneous combustion stuff all about? His name is Nix? What kind of name is that? It wasn't exactly spontaneous. People are actually set on fire. Oh, come on. What are those ESP things? Shut up, Warner. That's the best way to describe it for now. ESP, huh? Well, I'm not buying it. How did I know that the character named Warner wasn't going to buy anything? But if you're right, how are we supposed to deal with something like that? I believe her. After all, Aya's the best witness so far. But if you're going to take on a suspect like that, you better ask Baker for a better sidearm. I feel like if you're like, it's a weird situation, because I mean, I'm no genius when it comes to like cops and stuff. I only really know what I've learned from like cop dramas and stuff. But when it comes to like being a cop and talking to like detectives and stuff, they kind of just have to trust. You know what I mean? Like when you're on a team like this, you kind of have to trust what your guys are saying. Like until proven wrong, it's kind of the opposite of like you take everything with a grain of salt until you see it for yourself. It's kind of the opposite. Like you kind of have to trust what your boys are saying up until you realize they're lying. And so when she comes back to the detectives and she's like, yeah, she just like ESP set people on fire. And first of all, she's the only witness, and second of all, she's on the team. They kind of have to believe her, but it's like a weird situation where it's like they don't want to believe what she's saying, but they kind of have to. I mean, you know what I mean? So it's kind of an interesting. I wonder how this would play out in real life. You know, like imagine you have a real detective team and a real like cop team, and they come to the detectives and they're like, this chick used her mind to set people on fire. You know, like how would the detectives react? Do they go with what they've been taught, and like you got to trust the guys on the front line, or are they like, yeah, you're crazy, you've lost your mind? Just interesting. And it's kind of going both ways here. Her partner trusts her, but the investigators aren't so sure. I don't know. Like that's the thing. Like you would think that no one would believe her, but from what I understand, again, I'm no expert here. Maybe someone that knows more can weigh in, but from what I understand, you're taught in the field that you have to trust your guys. Like everyone is trained to obviously be trustworthy, but like not take anything, not make any guesses, not make any, we're only, you only report on facts. You trust the guys that are in the field. You use the information to solve the crime. There's no, you know, shakiness about it. So like if you're the head, I don't know we don't really know like what her position is yet, if she's just a cop or if she's like higher up. But if your cop on the main lines comes into the room and says this is what happened, you kind of have to take their word for it, because if they were lying, they would not be in their position, or they're going to get fired. But like, you know what I mean? Like I believe they're all kind of trained to trust each other, because who else are you going to trust? So if she says something crazy like that, what do you do? Do you trust her? Do you think, okay, maybe she just isn't up to snuff to be a cop, and something crazy happened and she just lost her mind, and now we got to like take her badge away, Like which way does it go? I read your report. Still hard to believe, but we can't deny all those deaths. We're going to go all out to solve this case. Make sure you're well equipped. So he isn't like not believing her, but at the same time, he's like, it's hard to believe. Go down to the weapons department and give this permit to Torres. He'll help you out. I mean, and they're giving her a bigger gun, so they they obviously trust her. I mean, if they didn't trust her, they'd just fire her on the spot. They'd be like, yeah, you lost it. True. Yeah, no, true. Oh God. The upscaled face on Nick's here, looking a bit like a skeleton. But if you're right, how are we supposed to deal with something like that? No, you're right. Like that's why I'm curious as to how it would go in real life. I feel like people would probably chalk it up to like, she saw something terrible and now she's like lost her mind and she's just delusional, But, and it depends on how high ranking she is too. But if you have somebody really high up in the force and they're like, this is what happened, and they're the only one that saw it, I feel like this is probably what's going to happen, honestly, is that they're going to operate as if they're telling the truth, but like, with a grain of salt. But they're going to operate as if she's telling the truth, right? That's the safest way to go about it for everybody, is just, you're not going to ignore it. You're going to operate as if she's telling the truth, but they're not so sure. But, either way, everyone's got to be on the same page. which, you know, Warner is not, so bad cop. They're just saying the same thing as before. I think that's why, like, cop dramas, at least for me, cop dramas are, like, really interesting. Because it's interesting to see when someone's trained to trust their people and always operate, you know, a tight ship. How do they react when something goes this crazy, you know? How do the men who are trained for the worst actually operate in the worst scenarios? Yo, thank you, Kukin, for the Prime. Appreciate you. Also, yeah, if the Resident Evil similarities weren't already enough, we're also a cop. Well, I mean, you kind of have to be a cop. The whole idea is, like, solving a case with a gun. Obviously, you're going to be a cop. Like, how else is it going to go, you know? I don't know where... That door won't open. I don't see any other doors. Am I dumb? Am I the stupid? Also, I got that armor I wanted to check out. Whoa! That's really strong. Yeah, no, the walking is pretty hilarious. Oh, okay. I'm just bad. The walking is so funny. This guy's struggling to get his coat on. Hey, but you better put on your vest too. Can't be too careful. Hee, at last, it's mine. What? Yo, thank you, Yet, and thank you, RT. Thank you guys so much for all the support today. Seriously, it's been incredible. Thank you very, very much. Whoa. High defense and strong against SA. P energy. So is that like magic? Also, it has auto, which I don't know what that does. Use medicine when HP is low. That's cool. Song. I think I'm going to get rid of this other armor. I don't think I'm going to use it. Cure P. Weapons department? You didn't hit your head last night, did you? It's right downstairs. Oh, I hit my head. What the? Sorry, only authorized personnel are allowed past here. Well, I'm not that high up then. The models honestly look really good up close. Like, keep in mind this is upscaled. So, like, her hand kind of looks like a claw, but that's mostly because of the upscaling. But, like, this looks better up close than, like, Final Fantasy VIII, kind of, in my opinion. Like, they really put a lot of effort into making the models look good, I think. Also, I noticed that there's a bit of a black bar at the bottom and the top. Like, I could make the screen a bit bigger, but the cutscenes actually fill the whole screen. So if I zoom in any, it'll cut off the cutscenes. So I think I'm gonna leave it where it's at. You're the most handsome guy here. Maybe they spent a little too long on the models because the running animation and the proportions are a bit odd. I don't know. I think the proportions are more just a style. I said even like the faces look a bit more like, I don't know what to call it. I said anime before. That's not really what I mean, but like they're more like rounded and like basic features, you know, like an anime would look, instead of like the more realistic look of like Final Fantasy VIII with the more like defined nose and, you know, like trying to like hit all the features of the face. The faces in this game feel a lot more like 90s animated cartoon style, where they're more basic features, if that makes sense, which I think looks better. Hey there, good looking. Cut the crap, Wayne. Where's Doris? That baldy, who knows? So what it'll be? Shotgun, rocket launcher? I'll take one of each, please. Yes, sir. Idiots like you are the reason why guns won't disappear from this country. Get your butt back to weapons storage. You're far from ready to be handling guns in here. Okay, sheesh. Taurus, I need some equipment. For last night's case, heard it was quite a mess. But as long as cops rely on guns, criminals will too. It's a vicious cycle. I hate to hand a weapon to a young cop like you. But I hear this isn't your ordinary crook. Guess I can't send you off empty-handed. So we are pretty low on the totem pole. Say, you can't carry any more equipment. Wayne, take some of our things and put them in storage. Yeah. You have something to say, officer? No, sir. So you want to leave something here? This is interesting. So I wonder what I should do with these keys. I mean, I don't think I want to keep the keys, do I? Like, I don't know if we're going back to the theater or not. Imagine, like, I leave the keys here, and then it sends us back to the theater, and I just immediately get soft-locked. Because I can't open any of the doors. But if it's allowing me to put the keys in here, then I would imagine I'm not going to get soft-locked. Let's leave some medicine, too. See, now this is really cool, because this really makes you kind of plan out what do you think's going to be worth taking, what do you think's going to be worth keeping. Here, this is the most powerful gun I can allow you to have. Is that a AK? Captain Baker already notified me. Show me your modification permit again. Which gun? Oh, it's an M16. M16A1 Classic. But just remember, cops own the guns for protection. Don't let the guns own you. Psst. Don't tell Torres, but you can use your tool to tune up your guns. You can rearrange equipment parameters and added effects to tweak your equipment. I can show you some cool tune-up techniques. Tune-up icon. Using the tool item, you can add or remove parameters and added effects on your weapon or armor to create your customized equipment. If you remove an added effect from a weapon or armor, that equipment will disappear. The number of added effects that can be attached to a piece of equipment is determined by the number of slots on that equipment. You can increase the number of slots by getting your equipment modified at the NYPD Weapons Department. You got it? Trust me, you can never have too much firepower. Of course, can't use them without bullets, so you better make sure you always have your club. Just in case, you know? Now why don't you leave the stuff you don't need with me? Holy damage? Okay, well I don't have a tool item yet. So I'm wondering if there's like a reason to use my pistol versus the rifle. They all take the same ammo, but there might be like a reason to use the pistol. Maybe mobility. Maybe there's some. Maybe I'm pretty slow with the rifle, so I might want like the pistol to dodge stuff. Wish I could give her a nice Christmas dinner. Your wife or the dogs? I see a book. Can I read? No. Why is there a little girl over here? Is that a little guy? Looking like a little boy. Hey there, you lost? Ben? Daddy! Oh yeah, he totally realized that. So this is Ben. Ben, this is Aya. Now, what are you doing here? Here. Tickets? Oh yeah, the concert. Sorry, son, Daddy's real busy today. I promise I'll make up for... Fine! Ben! Oh yeah, he's really understanding. Just like you said. That walk cycle. Guess every kid needs a mother. That's not true. I was raised by my father too after my mother died. I'll always be grateful for him. Yeah, well, his mother's still alive. This game's gonna hit me in the feels with the kid being named Ben. You met Daniel's son, Ben? Daniel divorced his wife last year. This is before you were assigned here. He kept saying every boy needs a father. So he fought for Ben's custody with Lorraine, his ex-wife. Well, he won, but being a cop, I doubt if he has time to spend with him. Oh yeah, Captain Baker was looking for you. Wait, wrong way.